Certainly his departure exposed a lot of people, starting with Bill Belichick, going all the way up to the ownership, and however many guys in between. I know, and I'll just say, Mazz, again, I'm remote Mazz and Murray from our Town Fair Tire Studios in Waltham. We're brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Simulcast brought to you by Supercuts Real Smart Hair on NBC Sports Boston. I never thought it would be like this. I always thought you'd still be the Patriots, quality organization, never totally out of it, always hanging around, always, for the most part doing the right thing, and if not winning Super Bowls and not being that thing, at least still being a model organization. I mean, I really did. I got sucked into it. What a fool. What a fool I am. Your thoughts?
So when I hear that comment, I still get agitated by it. I just think the whole thing is so disingenuous. So again, the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, called Stephen A. Smith during a presumably commercial break on the show to tell him that Tom Brady left by choice, just to make sure that the whole country doesn't think that the Patriots forced Brady out of Foxborough?
Yes.
So the question then becomes, why did Tom Brady want to leave? What was it that happened here that made Tom Brady want to leave? I just think the whole thing is so disingenuous. And so, and I said this to you quickly, I wonder, Mike.
Oh, this is a great question, Mazz. You ask the question that you asked in our email.
So this is and I wondered this about Chris Godwin. As Cooper Kupp was lost over the weekend and decided to go to the Seattle Seahawks instead of the New England Patriots, and I don't even know if the Patriots were, seriously in on it or not, but whatever, that Cooper Kupp ended up in Seattle. If guys around the league reached out to Tom Brady, whether it was Cooper Kupp, Godwin, Metcalf, whoever, Godwin played with Brady. If he was considering the Patriots, and I would have called Brady if I were Godwin and said, hey, why did you leave New England? Should I go there? What do you think? I have to decide between Tampa Bay and New England, take the money out of it. What would you do? I am curious to know what Tom Brady said.
What do you think?
I'd be willing to bet at this stage that Brady says, stay where you are. I wonder.
No, but I mean, it's just in your gut. Bruins fans, excuse me. Bruins fans too, but Patriots fans. What do you think? What do you think Brady would say to Chris Godwin? Would he say, go there? They'll figure it out. Those are good people, smart people. It's just a matter of time between the Krafts and Vrabel. Good, smart organization. They'll figure it out. That's a good spot. Do you think he said that? Or do you think he said the other thing?
No, the other thing, but probably in a more diplomatic way. Well, a lot of things have changed since my time there.
So listen, in front of a microphone, yes. But away from a microphone, Murray, Brady can tell.
Yeah.
He can tell. So in a one-on-one conversation with Chris Godwin, what do you think he says?
Yeah, don't go there.
And this is another thing I talked about late last week, Mazz, while you were out. This thing now, where they're considered Siberia. It might just be an offensive skill thing because, defensively, I don't think they if they pay, they obviously were able to get defensive players. That's not, you can't say that that's the case after this free agency. But the offensive guys, DK Metcalf went on record before the process even started and said, I'm not going to Massachusetts. And last year it was Ayuk, right? Who, according to Bert, they offered the most money, and Ayuk said no. I'm not going there.
Ridley.
Ridley, that's it, Calvin Ridley.
Ridley's another one. Okay, Ridley, but also Ayuk.
Yeah,
right?
they couldn't even get Ayuk to return their call.
Right.
I think Mayo reached out to him, and Ayuk didn't call him back.
Ridley, Ayuk, DK Metcalf. Who knows about Godwin, who they apparently overbid by $20 million. And again, Patriot guarantees, Mazz, who knows? But just roll with me. There's a growing roster of receivers who've turned down the money, turned down the why? You have the young quarterback.
Correct.
So, and I don't even know what the full answer is there. Something tells me the money isn't what it's reported to be. And I know I had to stand down with Bert this year. I'm not taking that back. But when you looked at that Milton Williams reporting and what was real and what wasn't real and how it was structured, it's like, boy, even their guarantees aren't really guaranteed. You know what I mean? So, but I do think money's a part of it somewhere. But this is Siberia for these receivers. you almost got to sign one of these guys just to break the seal, to show other guys that this is a place where you actually can, and one of them has to work. Like, they have to work. Someone has to come here, put up numbers, so other guys around the league say, well, that's actually a spot for me. Because I think that position more than any other treats this like Siberia.
I mean, really, you could, at this stage, you could put together a list of wide receivers that were on the market that ended up somewhere else via trade, free agency, whatever, however it went down, of guys who are basically Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber players and scattered now all over the league. And I do wonder whether the fallout from Brady's departure still sort of hangs in the air. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Because Godwin, to me, should have been an easy one. And I know Brady works for another franchise, but Godwin may have been deciding between two teams, both of whom Tom Brady played for. So did Brady say to him, stay where you are, you're better off there? I bet you he did. If we're going to sit here and say that when Bill Belichick was interviewing with the Falcons, that Arthur Blank called Robert Kraft or vice versa and said, hey, what am I getting here? And Kraft peed in the pool and prevented Bill Belichick from getting the job in Atlanta, then why wouldn't we think that Chris Godwin or someone like that would call Tom Brady and say, hey, what should I do here?
Here's another one. I just wonder. Jimmy Stewart, how did Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels end on?
I think they ended poorly.
What kind of terms are we talking about?
Like, they're not sending holiday cards to each other. I think really badly.
There was a thing where Brady MF'd him in Buffalo and Bill fined him. We found that out
a
couple years later. In front of, like, Josh's family was there. Josh's family was sitting in the front row behind the bench. And Brady told him to go F himself. And Bill fined him like $100,000 or whatever. I don't know if that was just heat of the moment or you hear things that they didn't end so great. So is that, certainly Devontae Adams. This might be another one. Was there blockage there with McDaniels and Devontae Adams?
Yes. I don't think without any question.
So it's like, Bill's gone, but there's still some of that, and McDaniels maybe carries it because he's alienated everyone he's ever coached as a head coach, just about. Offensively, anyway, you're getting defensive players from the Raiders, not many offensive guys. But like the stench of Belichick, I wonder if it still sort of permeates a little bit. Either way, I don't know if guys don't want to come here. Receivers, okay, you might have something. The receivers do not want to come here. So it's going to take obviously more than Drake May to get these guys here. And what's it going to take? And if, Cooper Kupp is even beyond your reach, then who's within it? And what feels like another year where you're destined not to have a number one receiver. You'll be lucky to get a number two, I feel, at this point.
That sucks.
I feel, Beetle, it will be lucky for you to come home with a number two this year.
Oh, no, they'll get a number two, just not the kind you're talking about.
There you go.
That sucks.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.